A single bottle of milk has ignited a national debate about the IQ tax. Is this a scientific breakthrough or a meticulously designed psychological trap for the desperate consumer? When insomnia becomes the collective brand of a generation, how does capitalism package the night itself into a multi-billion-dollar carnival? And when the dosage of melatonin becomes a mere numbers game, what is it that we're really drinking in our anxiety? Is it hope, or is it just expensive foam? Hello everyone. In this age of hyper-competition, even our insomnia has become a battlefield. The capitalists have become so relentless, they're not even sparing the cows. They're putting them on the night shift to work as freelance hypnotists. I'm talking about the new Goodnight Milk from the retail giant HEMA. The label proudly boasts 12500 picograms of melatonin, printed in a font larger than the cow's own eyes. The marketing poster screams 10x native melatonin in a typeface so bright it could blind you. So the consumer takes it home, pulls out a calculator, and wait a minute. To actually get a therapeutic dose of melatonin from this milk, you'd better hope you have a backyard big enough for a swimming pool. Let's use some elementary school math to deconstruct this capitalistic sleight of hand. One bottle of this milk contains 0.0000125 milligrams of melatonin. A standard 2-yuan melatonin tablet from the pharmacy contains 2.5 milligrams. To get the same effect from drinking the milk, you would need to chug 200,000 bottles. A doctor from a provincial hospital put it best. The medically effective dose is 1 to 2 milligrams. To reach that, please prepare to live next to your toilet. Another scientist was even more blunt. Even at the lowest effective dose, you'd need to drink 8,000 bottles. This isn't Goodnight Milk, it's a bladder buster. But this bizarre product isn't the cow's fault. It's a creation of pure, unadulterated performance anxiety from the company itself. HEMA finally managed to turn a profit in its 2024 fiscal year, but buried in that report is a story of immense pressure. To hit their ambitious growth targets, cutting costs wasn't enough. They had to invent new concepts and start harvesting consumers. While their discount stores sell low-margin basics, they turn around and launch the sleep tax milk with a potential gross margin of over 70%. The capitalist scythe swings and the sparks fly. And the marketing language is a work of art. How did they get that 10x clean? It turns out they compared their new miracle milk to one of their own cheap regular milks. That's like me declaring my body weight is 10 times that of my 3-year-old cousin, and then claiming I've broken the limits of human biology. And the so-called patented technology? It involves forcing cows to be milked at 1:50 a.m., essentially putting them on a different time zone. The ultimate irony, milk from overworked cows for overworked humans. I suspect drinking it won't help you sleep. It will just make you feel more spiritually connected to your fellow beasts of burden. This one bottle is a drop in the ocean of the nearly 500 billion yuan sleep economy. A recent China sleep report revealed that nearly half of all adults suffer from poor sleep, with the post-90s and 2000s generations collectively joining the staring at the ceiling until dawn club. And the giants of industry have all pounced on this anxiety. Mengniu Dairy has a GABA drink. Coca-Cola has a wake-up well beverage. All of them with ingredient lists more complicated than an ancient Taoist talisman. But the deadliest part is how they play in the regulatory gray area. In the fine print, they'll all say, cannot replace medicine, but on the front of the package, the suggestive language, good night, sleep aid, bedtime drink, is brighter than a street light. It's a classic bait and switch. And by the time the regulators catch up to one trendy ingredient, the companies have already moved on to the next, having harvested 3 full crops of consumers in the meantime. So let's look at the consumer reviews. They are predictably all over the place. Some people swear they drank it and were knocked out instantly. Others complained it was less effective than a glass of tap water. I would argue that the former group is experiencing the powerful placebo effect of their 29.9 yuan faith. After all, the psychological power of a sleep illusion you've paid good money for is far more potent than 0.000125 milligrams of melatonin. Let's be brutally honest. When a 996 corporate drone drags their exhausted body home at 3 a.m. and opens the fridge to see that bottle of milk, what are they really buying? It's not a scientific sleep solution. It is a pie drawn by capitalists in the 480 billion yuan marketplace of anxiety. They use their own financial pressure as the rolling pin and our collective intelligence as the filling. A friendly piece of advice. If you really want to cure your insomnia, a prescription from a real doctor will not require you to drink your own swimming pool dry. The capitalists, however, absolutely will. The smart consumer has already seen through the charade. This Goodnight Milk is a deformed product, born when corporate anxiety and consumer desperation were forced into the same milking machine. The cow produces more tears from its all-nighters than it does melatonin. A poet of our modern age might say of this moment, "A Goodnight Milk, a brand new Hema prize, from cows milked under dark and weary skies. 10 times the magic," the bold label screams, "a dose so small it's lost in fever dreams." The worker seeks a rest from endless strife, a sleep solution for a worn-out life. But 80,000 bottles for one pill, just 30 yuan to buy a hopeful thrill. Don't think that milk can grant a sleepy peace. It's just anxiety's high-tech, paid release. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.